Cheese! It's every rich man throwing a party's favorite ingredient to put out on the table and make us strugglers feel jealous. But what do? What do the strugglers do? We could go and get the cheapest cheeses there are. We could read, we could do that. Or we could figure out how to lower the cost of cheese. That's why I'm here. Cheese for the rest of us. These are the cheese loopholes. That was cheesy. Let's go. Life can be a struggle, but a good meal doesn't have to be. We can make creative, nutritious, and inventive dishes that won't break the bank. Welcome to Struggle Meals. Mac and cheese. There are two major categories. The pre-made box, really quick category, and the very elaborate multi-cheese, multi-hour category. I believe that we can find something between the two categories. That's what we're making today. A one cheese, one pot mac and cheese. Time is money, people. Let's get going. The first thing we can do when we're using maybe older spices is just put some spices in a dry pan. This is gonna heat them up. You're gonna smell the natural oils come out of it, and it's gonna make this pepper more peppery than if I just threw it into water. And put a little onion powder. It smells delicious. Come in with the water. Come in with the milk. The milk is going to cook our pasta, make it even more creamy. It is a great way to stretch the cheese out. After all, cheese is made from milk. It's creaminess to the nth degree. Pasta. This is what I call pazzotto. It's cooking pasta in the style of risotto. This is my favorite kind of cooking because it's really about using the right amount of stuff. Think of it as a blueprint. You build your house. House of cheese. So cook this as you would pasta, bring it up to a boil. You know, whatever the box says, go for that. Buying cheese in block form is the greatest way to save money because it lasts longer and it's always gonna taste better. It's a really good idea to grate the cheese now because once this milk starts bubbling, we're almost at that moment, we're gonna have to stir like an Italian grandma consistently so nothing burns to the bottom. So grate your cheese. You gotta hang out here, you gotta stir, you gotta make sure nothing burns to the bottom. You know, drink your coffee. Before you know it, you're ready for the cheese. Come in with our cheese, kept it in the box grater, got most of it. I'm also gonna add a little bit of mustard. It gives the zing of a fancy cheese. It also helps emulsify everything so that we have a creamy texture. And it gives you what the French like to call the je ne sais quoi. Okay, that's looking pretty good. We have a really nice consistent melt right there. Come in with some packet drawer butter. The reason I'm adding the butter at the end is that I don't want the milk fats to completely separate from these products, that I have grease and cream. I want these things to stay together. That's what emulsifying is all about. That looks really fantastic. And now it is time for the chef's choice, the garnish. Chives, my favorite herb. Wonderful. Stacking it high. Frank is H-U-N gree. Let's get some chives happening. There it is. 96 cents for a steaming bowl of macaroni and cheese that took under 15 minutes to make. All right, here we go. I mean, it's creamy. Delicious, creamy, and the mustard cuts right through. So we figured out our first cheese loophole. We stretched the cheese metaphorically. This satisfies my craving for macaroni and cheese. It's a combination of everything we did. We added some leftover dairy products like milk or cream. We cooked pazzotto style, which made the cheese creamier while using less cheese. And we're getting the zing of a multi-cheese mac and cheese by using things like mustard and chives. But just like with everything else in cooking, if we can take the product to its fundamental, basic stuff, we can save even more money. This is delicious.